Hello, it's WGL Review on the air, and today we have a very special guest, the captain of Kazna Kru team that will compete at the LAN-finals this Sunday on October 23rd in Katowice. Hello, hybaa. Thanks for coming to this interview. I bet you're very busy these days.
Hello, nice to invite me. Yeah, we are kind of boot camping at the moment, playing 24/7 for the past couple of days. So it's been very interesting in the past few days.
I can imagine. So, how are you doing? Is Kazna already in Katowice getting ready for the LAN finals?
Yes, we arrived 3 days before what was scheduled because one of our members, Ilian, he's from Poland and he's actually from Katowice. So we arranged some type of boot camp here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, how do you like the city so far? Or you didn't have time to enjoy it?
Well, to be honest, we didn't really have time to go sightseeing, and it's been raining since we arrived. But city is very nice. Some of us here have actually played already one event in Katowice. I think it was back in 2013. But yeah, from what we have seen, very pretty city.
Okay, thanks for your answer. And now let's go back in time and return to the moment when the grand finals were over. What was Kazna doing during the break between the seasons? Did you relax or get ready for a new WGL season?
Well, after the grand finals, we kind of planned to go on a small vacation because we have played for a very long period without breaks. But we actually participated in one league, ESL Major League, so we've been active pretty much all the time during the break. And then as time passed, season came maybe too fast for some of us, so basically we had no break this year so far.
Okay, so did you have time to get ready for the season?
Well, we kind of had time to get ready. I mean, almost 3-4 weeks of pre-season preparations, but timing with the season was kind of semi-bad because we already had some scheduled holidays. So a lot of players were missing at different times. We didn't coordinate that well because of the new dates when the league started. And as league progressed, we were getting our players back more and more. And then at the second part of the season, we were complete, so to speak.
Yes, we're going to discuss this question a little bit later. So, and first, in your opinion, how has the European League changed after Wombats leaving and team reshuffling and new teams coming into it? Has it become more challenging or easier to play in the league?
Well, we definitely lost in quality when Wombats retreated from the league. I mean, changed cluster. I think we've lost teams that were always fighting for top two. And when it comes to quality, I don't know, like, did the league get better or not better? Because the rules changed, and it was really a big change because for the past 3 years when we were playing Pro League, you never played on weekends, right? So it was usually that Friday and Saturday is always days when teams don't practice each other, everybody is chilling. But now you have games from Thursday to Sunday. So dynamic of game changes. Plus before you would play one game a week, you would prepare for 6 days for that one match. Now you have like 3 days to prepare for 2 or 3 games, which is completely different. Teams counter each other very much. So I can't really tell how the league went when Wombats left. Was it better or worse? Because so many things changed within the rules. So hard to tell.
Yes, I totally get you. So you've already mentioned that the start of the season was very rough for Kazna. How can you explain that? Were you not quite ready, or maybe if there were any problems in the team, or maybe the opponents became stronger?
Well, some of the losses we had at the beginning of the season were against the teams that we then easily beat in the second part of the season. I think the biggest problem was changing of the rules and schedule where you play more games. So we didn't really prepare well for the fact that you need to have 2 strategies on each side ready for one match day because teams will counter you as soon as when you show one strategy or something like that. And then, like I said, some holidays that we had to do every practice with almost a different 7 players, because we have 9 players in the lineup, and we couldn't field our strongest lineup on every practice. Then the new tempo, that was really hard, kinda. You have no breaks, no weekends free, just play, play, play. I think we took our sweet time to get used to it.
Okay, thanks for your answer. So that's true that closer to the end of the season you got back to your game, I can say, and looked much more confident. You got into playoff matches where you beat Swift team and qualified for LAN finals. Was it hard for you, and was it important for Kazna to win in the following match with Oops team?
Well, of course, qualifying to the playoffs was ultra important. But what we managed to do, I think, first time this season was happened before the playoffs. We trained for almost 7 days, every day, hard, with the
Wow,
same
tough.
lineup, ready for the match days. So when we went there, we played good games. We really played good games, qualified, and then after Swift match, we didn't even think about Oops. We didn't care if we're gonna qualify as a first or a second from the playoffs. We just focused on beating Swift and qualifying for the LAN, and then in the second match we gave our best. But obviously, I mean, we did play good against Oops and also beat them pretty convincingly.
Yeah, that was a very good match. So you didn't have a strategy like what team you would like to play against at the LAN finals? I mean, against Dink or Utopia?
Well, obviously, here was everything was very simple. Utopia is a team that we managed to beat during the regular season, that has lost a couple of games at the end of it. So their form, I guess, was in decline as season progressed, while Ding managed to stay unbeaten for the whole season. So it was pretty simple. If you qualify as number one from playoffs, you are getting to play Utopia. That shouldn't be underestimated, of course, but doesn't look as strong as Ding, obviously. So it was pretty straightforward. That the goal was initially to win, but our mindset was like, let's just beat Swift, and then in those half an hour between 2 matches, we can think about Oops. Before that, let's just focus on beating Swift and qualifying for the LAN.
Very reasonable approach. So, and to win Oops in the second match, it was win-win situation. Yes. So, at the LAN, you're going to play against Utopia in the first round. Looking back, firstly you lost to them 3-5, and later you gained your revenge in a matchup. What are you waiting now from the upcoming clash with this team?
Well, we hope that we will be able to play our best game. Uh, all of us have played a lot of LANs before. The most bad thing that can happen at LAN is that you don't perform as good as you are good, for example, if you underperform. So main focus now is really not to get into too many details with Utopia themselves. We just want to play our best game against them, and we believe that that is enough to beat or give some extra effort if possible. Uh, on the other hand, if I would have to analyze them, I believe this is their first LAN, so we will have to see how they adapt to new circumstances. But like many teams before, everybody had their first LAN. Sometimes some teams instantly play good, some teams take their time to play good at LAN, so we can't know how they're gonna perform. But when it comes to us, our mindset is again the same, like for playoffs. Focus is to be top two, to win our first game. Top two means we can qualify for Challenger Rumble, so that's the main thing. If we manage to beat Utopia and go into the finals, we will think about the finals only then.
Okay, I see. I've heard that they are in a bit of a trouble because some of their standard lineup will not be on offline. Is it true?
I really don't know. If you're asking me about Utopia and their lineup, I really don't know. I didn't heard anything.
Okay, that's okay. So, can you tell me about your boot camp a bit and about preparation for the finals? What is your basic schedule, and are we going to see many surprises from you?
Well, Training probably started day or two after the playoffs. Maybe not such a high tempo as we prepared for the playoffs, but it increased in the past 7 days, I guess. And now here on the boot camp, and we are all together at LAN playing from the same room. It's basically much bigger focus on some small details, ironing out some small adjustments that we need to do on this map, on that map. But main focus is basically team play and communication, just to prepare ourselves the best possible way for the LAN experience.
Okay, I got you. Thank you. So, you've already said that Kazna Kru is the only team competing in finals who has won LANs before and who's got a solid offline experience. Is this your main advantage, or are there any other aces up your sleeve?
Well, obviously, every team has some ace up their sleeves ready for the LAN finals.
That's true.
But definitely LAN experience is probably the biggest advantage we could have over any other team, because nothing really prepares you for all that noise, audience, different PC, different setting, as some experience already playing when you can just click off and turn off everything you have around you and just focus on your screen and play as relaxed as you are home. So that would definitely be probably the biggest advantage. But then again, like I said, there are a couple of experienced players in the other teams also, maybe as a team their first time in that lineup at LAN, but you don't know how people will react. Will they be totally confused by everything around them? Will they lose focus, or will they actually instantly click and play their best game? So if I could say, yeah, one thing that is definitely advantage could be experience.
Yes, I agree. Time will tell. So, what team do you consider your biggest rival and why?
Definitely biggest rival is Dink. They have two players from Wombats. Wombat captain Katowice. They also have player from Tornado Rocks. Other four players in the Ding have also played LAN last season. They got some LAN experience. They went through the entire season without a defeat. So they are definitely above everybody else when it comes to quality at LAN. Other than that, of course, we are focused mainly on our opponent, and that's Utopia.
That's fair. So, the next question is about CIS region. Do you keep up with WGLeague? And what do you think about top teams like Navi, Hellraisers, or NSS?
Yes, of course. I think every European team follows closely Russian League. Also, Russian League has the best teams, and usually European teams practice against Russian teams. We train with each other because we don't want to show anything new to our future opponents and things like that. On top of that, Navi, Hellraisers, those are the best teams in the world, ex-grand final champions. I believe that the advantage they have been playing, especially Navi, they have been playing with the same lineup for such a long time. So that's a huge advantage they could have over any other team. But also, mainly, like, one of the advantages also for Russian teams is that they all speak their native language when they're playing. We are all not English-speaking players. Basically, none of us have English as a native language, but the only means of communicating with each other is on English. So that could be a really problematic at times. But we try to keep up.
So, let's get back to CIS region. So, have you watched the LAN finals in Kazan?
Yes, we did.
So, can you share your thoughts, impressions maybe?
Well, it was kind of expected, to tell you the truth. Like, new season, started new rules, a lot of games every week. Top teams maybe didn't perform as everybody expected, but we felt it on our own skin that you can't perform in the new rules. We have to change some things in your approach. But then when they qualified for LAN, when we found out who is at LAN, I mean, everybody probably expected that Hellraisers and Navi are gonna meet each other in the finals. And only thing surprising, but to some extent, was
Server
the fact
group assigned.
was that they kinda won their semifinals too easy. Like they really didn't have problem beating those Brainstorm and NSS 7-1. So that was kind of expected, and then of course they are two almost equal teams, so tiebreaker was also something expected.
Okay, thank you. So, we're getting closer to the end of this interview. Maybe there is something you would like to say to your fans and people listening to this interview?
Yes, of course. I would like to say thank you to all our fans out there and supporters, and to apologize for a very troubled season where they probably lost too many nerves if they were really cheering for us. I hope we don't disappoint them at LAN.
Thanks a lot, hybaa, and best of luck.
Thank you, welcome.